cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with cutie. With cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat with cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with cutie. Hey cuties. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you guys. Let me take this off. Give me 1 second. Let me remove this so I can make sure I see myself talking. If I can find it. Here we go. Here we go. Hey y'all. Hello, hello, hello. Shout out to the cutie crew in the building. And welcome, welcome, welcome to Nosy Rosie Grand, new cutie crew member. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to join us. I think we're going to be live tomorrow and Thursday. I'll let you guys know in the morning. But thank you, Nosy Rosie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to the cutie mods in the building. I see Aunt Debbie, Luzon, Linda Gamble, the legend child of the mod stick. We got my sis Pink Diva in the building. Thank you guys so much for modding for me. I appreciate you. Hey, Angela Richardson. Hey, Lois. Hey, JMB. Hello. Hey, Neva. Shout out to you guys that were in the Let Loose Lounge last night. I think we were there 3.5 hours, child. But we had a ball. We had a ball. Thank you guys that joined the panel. Our early discussion when it comes to the episode, as well as us letting loose. So you guys know on Patreon, we can cuss, we can say whatever, and we do just that. So I thank you guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with this live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 11, Nell-Raiser. I guess they said instead of Hell-Raiser, it is Nell-Raiser. And I'll give you guys my ranking. I still got everybody that was on the panel last night, how you guys ranked the episode, and we'll see if anything changed since then. This will be an open panel once I'm done running my mouth, and you guys make sure to come up and let me know your thoughts. Now, you guys know everything that I discuss are my own personal opinions, even when it comes to recaps. And hey, Brenda B, as I mentioned, hey, Coffee, fabulous Linda Goria. Hey, Linda. Hey, Doris. See, when I start saying hi, there go my other mod, Tyra, in the building. Hey, Tyra. But when I start, child, saying hello, I just can't stop. because I want to say hi to everybody. But hello, hello, hello to each and every one of you. You guys know if I say hi to everybody, we'll be here, which is a good thing for a minute. So I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on your way in, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I would say though, it was a good episode to me, but I cannot wait. Flower bloom, child, hold your thoughts, hold your thoughts. Or let me, I can't star. I'm gonna tell you guys now. I cannot star your comments because I'm gonna be looking at my notes, about 15 pages. But I'm gonna go ahead and star flower blooms. If you want me to see a comment, put a color on it. I don't care if it's 99 cents, put a color on it, and I'll make sure to read it. But this episode, Nell-Raiser, started off with the continuation of the Fletcher family. Let me remove this logo. What do I need to do? Brand. Let me scroll up and yeah, that's the wrong one anyway, child. I think I was recording something on my backup channel. But it started off with the continuation of the Fletchers discussing whether they need family therapy or not. Nell was hell bent on just not going. She said she don't need it. Lil Chris and Kayla were trying to convince Nell that she needs it, and she said no. She said that she just needs to get them out her pockets. She just want to get out of debt. She said that she's helped everybody, and it's time for her to help herself. Land said that he feels like everybody can benefit, if they spoke with someone that was unbiased. And look, although I do think that Nell, hell, any of us can benefit from therapy, they also need to take heed to what Nell Fletcher is saying. And what she's saying is stop begging. Y'all ass is grown. Figure it out. That's what she's saying. She is sick of them. And y'all know I spell sicker. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat, child. SICCUH, capitalized. She's sick of them. And I get that. You know what I mean? They need to handle their business. But anyway, I do agree that Nell Fletcher does pop off, and she really, really needs the tools to prevent that. We've seen Nell Fletcher. I call her a firecracker. And yeah, it seems like all of that could be because the lady is just stressed. Okay. But that was that on the continuation from last week. And then we move right on into baby, this guy, Marsau and Marquez, however you pronounce it. They met up at Black. Look, a lot of us felt like Marquez was easy on the eyes, but baby, look, it takes more than that. Now, if you're a teenager and late teens and you dating or whatever, yeah, sometimes you may just, oh, he fine. That's my boyfriend. No, sir, we grown. And those looks don't mean a thing when you open your mouth and say the shit that you said. Ooh, this guy. Let me go ahead and get into it though. But Marsau, child, all these M's, stay away from them M's in Huntsville, okay? But Marsau said that Marquez used to work for him at the movie theater. And the last time that they saw each other was at Black. Um, Marquez said that, yeah, I was at Black. And when I was there, I got into it with old boy talking about Ken. And Marcel said that he really, really didn't remember all of that. And he said at the time that he didn't know that Trish was still married to Marquez or vice versa. He just didn't remember or didn't think that they still were married. Marquez tells Marcel that he's back for closure, and then he proceeded to convince me that he's an immature little boy. He wants his cake and he want to eat it too. But he tells Marceau that he and Trish were married at 18. He did say that Trish's parents passed away, and he feels like that he had checked out emotionally at that time and he wasn't there for her. He also said that he wasn't sure that he was in love with Trish. Um, I don't know, sir, because you seem like you still in love with her, if you ask me. But he said that he didn't want to be in the situation, so he left. He left and went to Atlanta to escape. This is what he said, how he was feeling about Ken. I need a better timeline when it comes to this whole situation. It is 2024. He told Marsau, that I'm going to get into in a little bit, that he feels like Trish and Ken were messing around or getting to know each other 5 years ago. Now, if I count back, that's what, 2019, right? C19, the pandemic was 2020. It's just not the math, not mathing for me. But anyway, he said, yeah, he moved to escape. And he said that he could not handle Ken taking his kids to school, taking his daughter on her dance, going to homecoming with his son. And yeah, you just can't have your cake and eat it too. If you wanted that part of your children's lives, why not tell Trish that, look, yeah, I'm leaving, but I'm staying right here because I don't want to leave my kids. That way, you can take your kids to school, dance, homecomings, and everything else. Be a father. And Marcel told him just that. He said, oh, you couldn't handle him being a father. This is what really tripped me out with this dude. He said, well, how do we define, or what do we define as a father? I chuckled, but it was sad. You, a father, gotta ask what defines a father? Like, really? And Marceau threw everything right back in his face and said, somebody that take your kids on dances, somebody that take your kids to school, somebody that take your kids to homecoming. That defines a father. But then he goes on to try to blame Trish. And he said that Trish is erasing 6 years. Now, again, we in 2024. If we take 6 years, that's going to take us to 2018, right? The pandemic was 2020. I'm going to need you guys, whoever hit the link, to let me know if my math is incorrect, because I think dude was cheating. That's just me. His story is just not straight. But he said that Trish erased 6 years of his daughter's life basically in a year and a half, because he left. And I'm sorry, Marquez, but you erased the days, the hours, the minutes, the years, the months, whatever. You erased that when you left. Trish didn't erase anything. I mean, really, is he slow or what? But what else did he say? He got talking about how does he get past that? And my thing is, you should have thought about that before you left. Everything you asking now, you should have thought about that. But Marceau told him, look, if you leave your household, you leave your wife and kids. Straight facts. Straight facts. You left, and there it is. But men like Marquez, to me, they want women to be sad, be depressed, be single forever because they ain't or wasn't shiznit. So yeah, I left. Yeah, it's a void in the house, but you better make it you better let it stay that way. It just don't happen like that, you know? Um and basically what he wanted, don't you dare move on with your life. Don't you dare move on with your life. Hey, good bad apple. Hey, sis. It's the audacity for me. But anyway, Marceau told him that fatherhood is something that you earn, and I totally agree. And then in Marsau's confessional, he said that men need to understand what it means to walk away from your family. You could love your wife, but don't like her because of, I guess issues or whatever that you may be going through. And yeah, shit happens basically. But he made an excellent point when he said, but do you want your daughter sitting on another man's lap? Do you want your son calling another man father? And he said that sometimes that outweighs love. Now I had my eyebrows raised when Marceau said that, child. It was very telling to me. And, a lot of us, thanks to Marceau and Tisha not really going into detail or sharing much as far as challenges that they've had. And look, we all know, those of us that are married, been married, or whatever, we know that there will be challenges. We don't get that from Scott's 1.0. And it seems like to me that Marceau has prioritized his children and being in the home and active in his children's lives instead of divorce. Let's not forget, he told Martel early on in this season that he was almost in the same spot as Martel. But again, we don't know nothing. They on a reality show. We don't know a damn thing. Okay. But Marquez then says that he thinks Trish still loves him and Ken is a rebound. And again, I gave him the side eye because are you really concerned about your kids or Trish? And I can guarantee you, a lot of us good women, child, we know if we ever say, come on back, they coming. So I don't care what this man is saying. He is concerned not only with the children or as far as Ken's role as dad, stepdad, he's concerned about Trish as well. He jealous. But he also said that Ken was waiting for this opportunity. He said 3 years before he left. Again, this timeline tripping me out. But he said Ken was on Instagram putting hearts all on Trisha's page and texting Trish. And he said that Ken is the reason why Trish fell in love with the gym. And baby, let me go ahead and go to a gym so I could fall in love with the gym because of somebody. I ain't looking for somebody. I just want to fall in love with the gym in my body. Okay. But he said that Trish used to say that she loved chocolate and Ken is chocolate. And this is when he said that he felt like something has been going on for 5 years. He said that his 10-year-old daughter stopped telling him that she loves him. 10-year-old daughter told him a man don't leave his family. And he said that she got all of that from Trish. I again had to agree with Marsau because Marsau said she couldn't have gotten that from you. And she could have. She could have gotten that from his absence. You know what I mean? You left your daughter. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, he's just immature to me. He really, really is. He didn't think that fat meat was greasy. And like I said, he thought that Trish would not move on. But Marceau said, why don't you think she's intelligent? Because he asked Marquez, I'm sure that you instilled morals and values and all of that and talked to her. And she's intelligent enough to tell you how she feels. And this is what I think. This is off track just a little bit. I think that the same conversations, and I don't know if they has happened or not, but I think the same conversations will happen with Martel Holt. Unfortunately for me, and I feel like Martel, this is just my opinion again. I feel like Martel has his kids in fear. You know what I mean? We've already know what parts of things that's been going on. through court documents and all of that. And I think that Martel's kids may be too scared, even at 10 years old. I think Mariah is probably 12, Tank 11, or somewhere in the area. I think they may be too scared to really tell Martel how they feel, but that is only now. They gonna get older. And if they did, they did, but I don't think that they did. I just don't, you know? Because again, he wants them to operate like he's a drill sergeant or some shit. But Marsau was right. I do think that the daughter is intelligent enough to tell her daddy how she feels. But Marquez said, well, I call and talk to her every day. And I spend as much time as I can since I moved away. And dude, oh my God. Just looking at this picture on the screen, I just don't get it. But Martel said, look, calling is not the same thing. And you left. You left. He also said that the kids may have animosity, especially the daughter, and it's not because of Trish, it is because of him. Again, I ain't never agree with Marcel so much, but I promise you I agree with everything that he said. Almost. Um, Marquez is just jealous of Ken. He don't want Ken to be a father to his kids, and he definitely don't want the daughter running to Ken and all of that. He don't want the daughter calling the daddy Ken. He's upset, in my opinion, because Ken is more of a daddy to his kids than he is. That's just it. But Marcel said that this is when he said in his confessional, where I had to say, what are you talking about? But he said that there are similarities between Martel and Marquez, but he thinks that Marquez is a little more passive, and in relation to Marquez, Trish, Martel, and Mel, he thinks that Marquez may be the male in the situation. My question is this: why are you talking about Mel and Martel? Your confessional could have been strictly about Marquez and Trish. So it proves again for me there is no show damn near if you don't mention Mel, especially, and Martel in some capacity. But again, this is where I disagree with you, Marsau. Mel left and divorced Martel for cheating, disrespect, not only from Martel, but also the side chick. Martel was cheating for years. Now, Marcel, you should know that because word on the curb, according to Ariane Curry, you helped Martel cheat, paid for shit on your credit card and everything else. So there is no comparison between Mel and Marquez. It looks like Marquez regrets his decision, and I can guarantee you Melody Cherie don't regret hers. So the similarities are Marquez left physically and Martel kept leaving to cheat. Those are the similarities. They both left in different ways. And we know that Martel didn't stop. So guess who stopped it? Melody Cherie. Go ahead and do the damn thing. So yeah, he threw me off with that part. It was unnecessary and unneeded because that scene did not include Mel and Martel. So I'm just confused. I'm confused. But anyway, I did agree with everything else. He ended up telling Marquez that he wants to take accountability for leaving, but he does not want to take accountability for the consequences. And the consequences are your daughter now looks at somebody else, not as her father, but yeah, as a stepdad because he's there. That was spot on. When it comes to Marquez, you snooze, you lose, buddy. That's just it. That's all. You know what I mean? And yeah, he lost. on being active on a daily basis when it comes to his fatherly duties with his kids. But it ends with Marsau saying, anything that you allow to get between you and your kids is more important to you than your kids. That's straight facts. He also let him know that Ken picked up where he left off. Straight facts. And he also told him that his first words to Ken should be thank you. Doris, I will drop the link once I'm done. I sure will. But he told he told Marquez his first words to Ken should be thank you. Totally agree. That's it. That's all. Okay. Uh Marquez said Ken don't have a choice. Marcel said, he was basically saying Ken don't have a choice with being there, which let me know this guy's slow as well. And Marcel let him know, he can leave just like you did. Again, I agree. Marquez, damn, I'm tired of these M's. Marquez said he's not gonna leave. He worshiped the ground that she walks on. And guess what, buddy? You should have too. Because if you did, you wouldn't be having this conversation now. So stop hating on the person that's doing what you didn't. That's it. And that's all. And yeah, you guys can let me know what you feel about that once we get to that portion of me dropping the link. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button. Shout out to those of you that are in the bushes. Thank you, LaDawn, for putting that in there. Next up was Mel and Nell. I may have to say Melody and Nell. But I love this whole conversation. It is so needed, especially when it comes to therapy in the Black community. And you guys know we discussed this on Friday in my live, as far as how, yeah, back in the day, they said, take it to the altar, give it to the Lord. Okay. But I love this scene. So Nell went over to Mel's house. I love the whole setup in the backyard. I love the cute little stickers that she had on the wine glasses. I think they were drinking lemonade or whatever. But I just love the whole setup. Nell Fletcher said that Mel is extra. And Nell Fletcher, I think you are extra too. I think a lot of us women are when it comes to, just being extra. I know I am. But Nell tells Mel that she was supposed to be setting boundaries with her family, and they all flipped on her. Everybody flipped on her, told her she needs therapy. She said that her feelings were hurt. And, she said that she cannot keep providing for them. She said it takes a toll on her finances because there is no return. She don't get a return. So she's just putting out her money. And I think they know it's kind of hard even calling them kids because they are adults. But I think that they know they can just pout or do whatever and cause a little friction, and then that way they ain't got to pay her back her money, you know? But she went on to tell Mel that she wants to be left alone. That's just it. That's all. She said that she knows that her delivery could be wrong, but when she's pissed off, she's just pissed off. She then tell Mel that I may have said some things to you. And Mel was like, you have. You have. And then Mel tells Nell that she feels like her emotional thermometer is up or always up or something like that. I love that emotional thermometer. You know what I mean? Cute play on words. Um, but Nell admitted and said that it is. She tells Mel that she couldn't even pass her physical. And Mel said, what? Due from your blood pressure being high? Nell said yes. So Nell Fletcher, I hope, since this has been taped and all of that, I hope that you got that calmed down, because we know that stress is the number one factor when it comes to high blood pressure, strokes, the big C, a lot of stuff. And she really does have to either shut them off or, get that under control. And Mel told her, right, she's like, that's why I don't let that happen with me. And I'll be dead and gone, and folks will live until they 70. And that's so true. I can guarantee you the cutting up will continue, and you could be 6 feet under. So I just loved all of the advice that Mel gave Fletcher. It was for me a reverse in probably their relationship as mentor, they're friends as well, but mentor and mentee. And in this scene, Melody Cherie definitely was the mentor. What else did they mention? They mentioned Nell being bad cop and Chris being good cop. The kids know who they can go to, and Chris is always seen as the good guy in Kimmy's voice. But Mel gave her some more valuable advice, excuse me, and told her that, you just can't say you want them to leave you alone because those are your kids. And she said, give it a shot. Give therapy a shot. She said that Nell Fletcher may just come out loving it. And Nell agreed and said, yeah, that way I can bring stuff to the surface. But this is where Mel spoke on how in the Black community, therapy basically has been frowned upon for a long time. And she mentioned how white people, they really have been, a lot of them, some I'll say, been taking advantage of therapy for years. And as I mentioned earlier, for me, and a lot of us discussed this Friday as well. And we all can relate that, yeah, in most Black households, especially, let's take it back a couple decades, you know, therapy wasn't the norm. And I do think that as time has progressed, that, yeah, it's not frowned upon now. You can tell people, girl, I'm in therapy, and they're not going to look at you like you're crazy. But Mel also spoke about the generational differences. And basically, back then, it was the fear of the unknown. So it was a well needed conversation. And I think that Mel just really, really reassured Nell that everything gonna be okay. Go ahead, try it out, and you just may like it. I loved it. And we need that child not only in our everyday lives, but on reality TV, period. But this next scene is Dr. Francis, child. Dr. Francis. And I love me. I don't know about you guys. I love me some Dr. Francis. I really, really do. But it started off with Neil and Chris. They're talking about, again, boundaries, and that they need and Nell Fletcher said Dr. Francis needs to talk to Chris. Nell said that she don't feel like Chris supports her like he should. But Dr. Francis arrived, and Nell tells him the same thing, that they are trying to set boundaries when it comes to the kids. They all are not listening to her. And she said that Chris takes their side. And she said that she's the one who has to solve the problems. So, yeah, that is a good cop in a way. Chris is softer, I guess, even with the kids. The way he's let Martel talk to his wife, I've never liked that. And I think he needs to get out of his soft guy era. Time for you to go ahead, Chris, and support your wife. Put your foot down for her. What else? Dr. Francis said that Nell is saying that she's setting the boundaries and they are realistic. No, he asked them. He asked the kids. So what your mom is saying, that she's setting boundaries, and he wanted to know, are the boundaries realistic? They all said yes. He then asked, what's the difference from when Chris says something or Nell? And Lance said that Chris lets him say everything. And basically, Nell cuts him off. He said that, and a lot of us know some people listen to answer or rebuttal. And he said that that's what his mom does. And I be damned if Nell Fletcher didn't do just that when he was saying it. She cut him off and started popping off. And basically, she proved Lance's point in that moment. But Nell said, if they would do what they are supposed to do, then they wouldn't even have to call her. She just sick of them, period. But Dr. Francis asked them, meaning Lance and Chris, to talk to Nell. Lance said that he don't want to say too much. He don't want to say that she don't listen, but basically she don't. Um, he says that Nell is always just again going to cut them off, and his dad, Chris, is gonna listen to him. Nell is not. Dr. Francis says, so you guys go to your dad to escape Nell's wrath. And although it was maybe deemed a little harsh, it's the truth. That wrath unleashes, child. We've seen it. We've seen it. Um, and Lance said, yeah. You know, Chris said that, no, Nell said that he and Chris do talk. No, child, these notes. Dr. Francis said he and his wife, they talk to each other. He spoke about their kids and all of that, but he said basically they are on one accord. And I think that's what the Fletchers need to do. Um, Nell does need to just listen though, because she does blow up too much for me. But she yells at them, y'all need to see Dr. Francis, not me. I told y'all the one that needs to see him. Blowing up again, okay? Um, what else? She says again to them that they just come to her for money. And this is what I think they really, really need to recognize and realize. Your mom feel used, basically. Naturally, y'all gonna come over to mom and dad's house and eat and sit there for a minute and all of that. But yeah, if the majority of the time you coming to her for money, that is a problem. But Dr. Francis said, look, screw the money. He ain't say screw. I'm saying it. I'm talking about their emotions. And so he shut that down. He said, y'all got money. He looked around at that house. What about how they are feeling? Um, this is where I started getting a little choked up, guys. Kayla said that something inside of her dies every time her and Nell Fletcher have a bad conversation or whatever. Um, Chris said that in confessional, I told her that tough love is just not getting through to the kids. And Nell Fletcher started to go off on Chris in the confessional. And at the end, she said he was right, but just say he right. You ain't got to go off and then say he right. Um, Dr. Francis said that, and this is so true, Nell is delicate on the inside, but she pops off and she yells and all of that to hide that. And that is the case with a lot of women in particular. They want to say, I sent sis something the other day. I saw an awesome video about masculine energy, masculine energy. Sometimes people ain't got a choice. If you got to do everything for yourself or stay on top of your mate or make them do this or do that and the kids do this and do that, yeah, that's a hard exterior. But I think every woman on the inside is delicate. A lot of them just don't get a chance to, show that side. But yeah, this is where I choked up because he asked, Dr. Francis asked Nell to speak to her kids and tell them what she admires about them. She told Kiki that, she knows that she's not her mother, but she also recognizes her and that she loves her like a daughter. That's when I got one little lump in my throat. Then she told Lance it was he and her against the world before anybody came along. She told Lance that she hears him, um, even though sometimes it may seem like she don't hear him. She does. She said that she's proud of him. She's proud of his businesses, and she is aware of his pain. That was the second lump that came up in my throat, child. Then she told Kayla, I hear you. I hear you. Even when Kayla hangs up the phone or whatever without saying too much, Nell, even though Kayla is not saying anything, hears her. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And baby, I lost it. Because, yeah, another lump came with Kayla. But when she got to little Chris, I lost it. May, June, July, you say you shed a couple tears. I did too. I promise you I did. Child, we was in the Let Loose Lounge. They didn't know, but I did. When she got to little Chris, she told him that she loves him. She let him know that he is on the right path, but she told him that she needs him to get on up out of his funk. She said that she's been there for him and she got him and she's going to listen to him as well. I lost it because if you guys remember back to last season, it seemed like to me, little Chris was really, really going through it emotionally. And that's when he told his dad he used to drive to that lookout point or whatever in the middle of the night. And I'm not gonna say what it could have been, but I just think that he was in a deep, deep, deep depression. So I loved Nell reassuring him and all of them. And it just lets me know that even this one little session um made a difference as far as how her conversation normally goes. So Dr. Francis told Nell to fertilize the children with love and not cuss them out. So I hope that she takes heed to that as well. You know, don't pop off all the time. Those your kids, you know who you raise. They are adults, and you already know. They know how you're gonna react. Shock them. You know what I mean? With a different tone and approach, and still set that boundary though, and cut their grown asses off. But I will say this before I move on. I wish Lexi would have been there. I really, really wish Lexi would have been a part of that conversation. We know that she said on that interview that she had with Giving You the Real Tea that she wasn't going back on the show, but I'm hoping there's been some type of convincing behind the scene, and I would love to see her, Chris, and Nell Fletcher. And then I would like to see Nell Fletcher dismissed from the conversation, and then her and her dad. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Mary, it's coming. We just saw one therapy session. I'm sure they're gonna continue on. I thought it was excellent. Welcome back, Dr. Francis. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna move on. If they continue this show, if they continue Love in Maritinesville, especially with the untimely, unfortunate, sad passing of Kiki, I do think that they need a Dr. Francis with all of the cast, all of them, to deal with that. So, again, I loved it. I loved it. Um, it is not something again that may not have been seen back in the day when it comes to our race. Families sitting around, not only a individual going to therapy, but the whole family. So it was good. It was good. It was good. I loved it. Let's go ahead and get into this last scene. You guys hit the like button for me. Shout out to 445, 43 of you. I need my glasses that's watching. Please make sure to hit the like button for me. This last scene, child, was Trish and Marquez. Feel free to support the host too as well. Trish and Marquez. Ooh, I ain't gonna say what I called him last night, but this dude, I get it now. I get it. But Marquez said that they haven't really spoken to each other since he's left. They haven't really spoken with each other a lot since he's left. Strike number one. Because again, did you leave in 2019, 2020, 2021 to let us know? Because we'll talk about it because you guys got to refresh my memory. Trish and Ken have been dating for 2 years, is it? Anyway, but Marquez said that his gripe is the situation with Ken. He said Ken has always been waiting in the wings to get Trish. Trish then mentioned what she was going through when she lost her parents and her sister, and she told him, she said that he just wasn't there. This is in her confessional. She said that he was out with friends. He didn't pick up any slack. She didn't even have a time to basically grieve because she's the one that had to make sure that the day-to-day operations of the household carried on. And I don't think men realize that. You know what I mean? Men like Marquez. You know what I mean? Um, but she said that he didn't do anything. And she said that, they outgrew each other because they had things that they could not fix. Marquez says, oh, now you're with Mr. Muscle. Mr. Muscle. So again, this not even about his kids for me. This is about this man being jealous. And guess what? Yeah, Ken has been lifting a lot of weights. And the weight that he's also lifted was yours, which is your responsibility to your wife and kids. So yeah, he missed the muscle. Let me take a sip of water, guys. Hold on. He is Mr. Muscle. Yeah. But anyway, he said that Trish shouldn't have been friends with Ken. And Trish said that Ken was just motivation as far as her being in the gym. Now this is something where if Ken did do and say this, I gotta give Ken the side eye just because I don't like the lingo. But Marquez said that when he called Ken said you need to check your BIA. Trish seemed shocked to even hear that Ken said that. And then he also said that Ken told him he needs to be worried about his daughter calling him daddy. So if Ken said that, this is out of Marquez's mouth, that was wrong to me. First of all, don't call her no BI. And then second of all, don't tell him he needs to be worried about their daughter calling you daddy, even if you are over there operating as a stepfather. Any man, and I'm not giving Marquez any pity or anything, but I think any man would get upset if they heard that. And I think that Ken, if he did say it, he was taunting Marquez. He know he can slang Marquez ass across the room with no effort. But he then tells Tish that their daughter is calling Ken daddy. Trish said that she's not. He said he went to the school and the people had it on camera that his daughter said something about her daddy was driving a truck or something like that. And we know that Ken is a truck driver. Trish said, look, it's because Ken has been there. Marquez said, but we're still married. And he said it's tough seeing Ken in the house. You know what I mean? Oh well, you left the house, somebody else is in the house. But he also said that he's always feared another man taking care of his kids, and he really just wants to have a talk with Ken. He said he really don't want it to be, them popping off or arguing or anything else, but they all do need to co-parent. Anyway, this is another reason why I don't blame Trish for moving on with her life. He said that while he's in town, he will go ahead and go down there and file the paperwork for their divorce. He said he thinks it's $400 and then asked Trish if she would give him half. What a chump. What a chump. I'm sure that This man probably ain't paying no child support or chipping in on the dances that he's upset about and homecoming and dresses and uniforms and food and this and lights, gas, mortgage. We can go on and on and on. Ken even bought his son a car, and he had the nerve to ask the mama of his kids if she can give him $200 on the 400 to file for divorce. I get it, Trish. I get it. Even though, as I mentioned, um, for me, moving a man in the house with the kids, whatever, it seems like it was a short timeline, but in the end, her business is her business. Um, I will say this though. Trish spoke more with, there wasn't a lockjaw situation or anything when it comes to her conversation with Marquez. I don't know, it's still some awkwardness when it comes to her and Ken, but I get it. That's just it. That's all. Marquez is not a catch child at all. At all. And he really, really did Trish a favor. He did. So that was that episode. Next week we will see. I didn't write it down. I'm trying to think in my head. Courtney and Stormy talking about Martel telling Stormy that Trish has been over to his house a couple times. Then we will see Martel and Destiny talking. Then we will see Chow, Trish and Stormy, I believe. I believe Stormy asked Trish if she'd been over to Martel's house, and Trish sat there and said no, but she looked like she was lying to me. But my rating for this episode. Last night I was at 7.5. I'm gonna go ahead and take that thing on up to an 8. It was a solid episode for me. And I enjoyed it. I really, really did. My only gripe was Marsau putting Mel and Martel in the equation of a conversation that had nothing to do with them. I don't get it, but it's not like, I'm going to cuss them out about it. I don't get it, but I get it. You know what I mean? Because again, it's been the Holtz at when they were Holtz that's been the driving force behind this show. So, oh, child, I'm at 53 minutes. I talked a whole lot. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link. We are going to have a 3 minute. Anybody want to come up and give me your thoughts in 3 minutes? So we just got a full, thorough breakdown. But if you want to come up and let me know your thoughts on the episode, feel free to hit the link. Doris, you asked for it. There it go. There it go. Let me go ahead and pin it. And we got a good 30 more minutes. We'll go to an hour and a half. That's if you guys come up. But I will scroll up and read some comments. I starred Flower Blooms comment before I even got started. And you said, Lord have mercy. That dude, Marquez, is something else. He is a sad individual. I totally agree. And it's like you look at women that are just bosses in their own rights, that keep things together, keep things going. And then you got somebody like that just want to biatch every chance they get. He don't like the man. He don't like the daughter calling him daddy. He don't like this. He don't like that. He didn't like them bills. And I think that with him being a nice looking guy, I don't know for sure, but I think that that could have cheating or other women could have played a part in him leaving, you know? But I got two people up here. Goods, Bad Apple and Doris. Hello.
Hey, hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hello,
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 hello.
hello.
Hi. We got LaDawn as well. Hey, LaDawn.
Hey.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are
I'm
you? I'm
I'm
good
good.
too. How are y'all?
Pretty good here.
Good.
I'm feeling fulfilled today. I got up. I was out walking 6 something in the morning, so I feel really good. But thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Good bad apple. I was looking for you and Let Loose Lounge Child. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in conspiracy theory mode ever since early yesterday when the orange Cheeto man got
Baby, baby.
allegedly popped.
Allegedly.
Allegedly popped. Because I
Baby,
don't
look.
believe it.
At all. Go ahead away from me and my Phaedra Parks voice with this. Good,
Right.
bad apple. We'll talk about that. But let me just say one word to you so you can laugh, child. Ever since our last members only, all I've been saying in my head is meaty. Meaty. Meaty, child. Ooh,
Meat. I'm a
meat.
carnivore myself.
Lord.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord. All right.
meat.
You go, girl.
Look, in my
Meat.
coleslaw voice, those that get it. Those that
Yeah.
don't. Okay.
Yes. But I
Me.
feel like the whole thing is staged. Every
Mhm.
single scene.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe
Mhm.
these people. I
Mhm.
don't believe
Mhm.
them.
Mhm. Well, hold that for members only tomorrow, or we'll do it on swing around when I go back up for final thoughts. Give me your
Okay.
thoughts on that. But I promise you, I said this to my brother. The guy on the roof was staged. The smack to the side of the head was a die pack. Who okay, on the when we swing it back around, I'll get my thoughts after you guys. But what are your thoughts on the episode Good, Bad, Apple? What did you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, like I just said, I don't believe them. I
Okay.
think everything is scripted. I
Are you
just
talking about the episode, not 45
all
or
of it.
both?
Yes, all of it.
Okay. Okay.
All of it.
Okay.
Um, they are like I believe Martel when he said they're actors. I believe it because Marsau even said they're reenacting stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't believe none of these storylines. I don't believe this man is jealous at all. I don't believe that. I just believe he came to collect a check to be on TV.
Mm.
He just wanted a scene. He wanted to be in an episode or whatever. His ex-wife is on TV and he wanted to get on TV too. If these people really, if he was really jealous of Ken, he would have done something about it. If the lady really wanted to be divorced, she would have done something about it. She spoke about
Mm-hmm.
helping him out financially. Girl, you got $400 to go get you a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
If you really had a wanted one after all this time, you could have been divorced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't believe it. I don't believe she wants to be divorced. I don't even know if I believe that her and Ken really have a real relationship going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I don't know. I don't believe these people. The only believable scene to me was the Fletchers. I I do. I buy them. I buy what they going through.
Uh-huh.
I just don't buy none of the other stuff. I don't.
Okay. Okay. And I respect your opinion, even though I differ just a tad bit. We all have, not all, but I've said before that the relationship with her and Ken wasn't believable to me. But in their real lives, on their real pages, they have been at graduations and all of that, family functions together. So that's what really made me think and believe that they are a couple. And I just think that Marquez is a wuss. I do agree with you. There has been some stalling from Trish when it comes to divorce. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna speak for myself. When I went, I filed, paid, got it done, everything solo. You know, got his little signature, gone ahead on about your business. So she could have done that. So I do agree that something is stalling her, and maybe she was holding out hope for her marriage. I don't know. But excellent points. What did you feel about Nell and Mel? Did you like that conversation?
Yeah, it was a cool conversation. They're pissing me off with what they're doing with Melody, like putting her into these insignificant scenes. Like it was a cute conversation, but I feel I want to see Mel involved in her own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I just really feel like they stuck a scene with Mel in there just to get us to watch, because
Oh,
they know we not watching like that if we know she's not going to be in an episode.
uh-huh.
The thing that really triggered me, I kind of turned it off, like, because I really wasn't paying attention to it that much anyways, because I'm not interested in Ken and Trish and the other stories or whatever. But Marcel triggered me when he come talking about in his confessional that uh Marquez is the male in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Cause what? What do you how do you even equate them like that when Mel was basically driven out of her marriage and her
Exactly.
home? Like, come on. That right there is so ridiculous. And I started vacuuming again
After that point.
after that.
After
So
that, you went back to your chores. I feel
yeah,
you. Thank you for
but
saying
that's
that,
it.
though. Yeah, excellent points. And thank you for saying that, though. I do agree with you. Mel was driven out of her home by Martel's actions. You know what I mean? Somebody, I wish I would have wrote it down, said something in Let Loose Lounge. Dog it. If you guys remember what the other person said in the Let Loose Lounge last night about that, and it was a different way than what we were looking at. But still, there was no need for Marsau to mention Mel and Martel. Period. Excellent points. Dr. Minnie, I put a comment in there. We do know your profession or your past profession, but please do not drop any criminal information in the chat that you may know. Cause chit chat ain't even I ain't even concerned with all of that, okay? And I love you, Dr. Minnie, but I just wanted to put that in there. But excellent points, good, a bad apple. Once we go back to the top, I'll ask you to give me your thoughts on the 45 situation. I do need you guys to be creative when we talk about that. Naturally, we got to say pow pow and unalived and things like that because we on YouTube. But Doris, you wanted me to drop this link, so I am so curious to see and hear what you got to say.
How are y'all doing this evening?
Good, how are
Good
Good.
at
you?
you.
Um, this was the best show this season
Mm-hmm.
because it they had a lot of adult conversation in it, which I love to see. But I'm gonna tell you something that Marquez had me on the floor laughing when he asked her to pay for half that bill.
Oh my
He's
God.
childish in my opinion. And I
Yes.
don't think that he should have came back for that BS. Why
Mm,
do they have him there? Why are
mm.
Ken and Trish there? And what's the deal with her and Martel? Like, who's telling the truth? Is Martel telling the truth or is Trish telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that they had hanky panky together?
I do. Yeah.
I do too. I do too.
Me
I just
too.
think that I think that Martel was telling the truth the first time But then when he seen Ken and realized who Ken was, he tried to slow roll up out of it and back up out of it because he ain't want to get body slammed. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think they did. I think they
Facts.
did. I really
Facts.
think they did. This show was just a good one to me.
Mm-hmm.
A good
Mm-hmm.
one because you don't normally see them having adult conversation like all the way through the show. You see them doing a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm.
And to see
Mm-hmm.
Nell and Nell together, and Nell was giving Nell the advice.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Loved
I
it.
like that.
Yeah.
I really did like that. Okay, I'm done for right now.
Excellent points, Doris, and I totally agree with you. I felt like it was really good. I felt like it was necessary conversations. As I was telling those that were in the cuties that were in the Let Loose Lounge last night, even when it comes to what Marceau had to say, we have to be able to separate the messenger from the message. And the message that he said, in my opinion, men across the world need to hear that. Remove who said
Yeah,
it and what we've learned of him or what we feel about him and all of that. I cannot say that I disagreed with, other than, again, him mentioning Mel and Martel. I didn't disagree with anything that he said because that is reality. You know what I mean? Some people are able to move on and understand that, yeah, my ex gonna have a life. She probably gonna get married again. The wife probably say, my ex may get married, he may get married again. Mel even spoke on that to Martel and said she hoped one day they may end up marrying other people and they all can come together and continue on the vacations and all of that. So even Melody Cherie, because we talking about level-headed individuals, that could happen. And yeah, Marquez is just an immature little boy. I'm sorry. But thank you,
teenager at
Doris.
best.
Yes, thank you. Let
He's
me
a
read
teenager at
Samantha.
best.
What's that, Doris?
I said he's a teenager at his best. My grandson has older than him. He's 17.
Yes, so immature. My goodness. Um, Hold on, Dr. Minnie. Let me get to Samantha. Samantha,
Okay.
thank you. Samantha, I was looking for you last night. You said CK went to the bottom of Huntsville to pick the absolute trash, slow people to parade on TV with all this fake mess. Trish lying,
He
saying
did.
Trish lying, saying she didn't go to Tail House when she said yes in Dustin's interview. Did she say yes in Dustin's interview? Wow. Yeah, it's been a lot of contradictions when it comes to what they say in real time as far as on TV. And even with Trish, for me, early on, when she was upset that Martel was acting like he didn't know her, that was all I needed to know right there. They smashed. And how dare you try to act like you don't even know me at all? She wasn't upset because that man said that just because. She was upset because she know that, in my opinion only, they smashed. But thank you, Sam. I'm gonna have to go back and check that interview out. Let me properly thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat.
One last thing for you. Tell them to bring me my money.
All right, let me get to Dr. Minnie's second comment. Dr. Minnie, I'm not going to put it on the screen. The only reason why I mentioned that is because YouTube picks up on words. So even you just saying or typing criminal or crime and all of that, that's why I'm saying that. So I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, and I hope you didn't take it that way. I'm not accusing you of saying anything incorrect, just as far as me, just and that could go to you, Dr. Minnie, or anybody else, just trying to protect my channel. That's what I meant. But I know that you probably got the info. I know that. So I'll read it. You said, chit chat, do you realize I've never said anything close to accusing anyone of a crime, even though most people accused the entire cast of something criminal, but I never have. That hurt my feelings. I didn't say that you did. I was just reading your comments. And I'm just talking about what's going on over here. And for the most part, over here, including you, Dr. Minnie, and everybody else, and I thank you guys. You guys really just understand where I'm coming from and respect that. Has nothing to do with chit chat. Dr. Minnie, feel free to come on Patreon on Saturday nights in the Let Loose Lounge, and you can tell us everything you know over there because my channel won't be in jeopardy. So it's not personal. It is not personal. Okay, Dr. Minnie. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read another comment. I'm not sure. I didn't say anything about your education or career. And you said that my education and career should not affect my comments. I haven't said anything inappropriate. I'm disappointed. Dr. Minnie, I'll hit you up on Instagram. I'm okay. Let me stop because maybe sometimes I say things
Just,
inappropriate.
yeah, chit chat. Talk to her
Okay.
on Instagram.
No, but I want to ask the panel real quickly. With what I said, was it offensive? Tell me the
No,
honest truth.
no, that's why I
I
think
don't
you
think
need to
so.
talk to her
No.
so you can
Okay.
go a little
Thank
deeper because of the craziness going on right now in the YouTube streets. She needs to
okay.
hear it another way, but I don't think you said anything offensive.
Okay. Thank you, LaDon.
Nah,
Thank you,
I don't think
Undeadly.
so either.
Um, yeah, and
I
Dr.
don't think
Minnie,
so
now you
either.
thank you, Doris. And Dr. Minnie, now you hurting my feelings. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk. But I love you. This was not personal. This was not personal. I didn't read the first comment, Love is Lena. I didn't read it at all. Okay, I'm done. Thank you though. And Doris, let me go ahead and acknowledge. And Dr. Minnie, thank you. Let me properly thank you for your super chat.
Plenty dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get
All right. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to the episode. If you guys can please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Shout out to the Cutie Mods, the Cutie Crew, those that are watching from the bushes. And LaDawn, you are next. Hey, LaDawn.
Hey, booze. So I um I think I give the show a 5.
Okay.
And I'm giving it a 5 because kind of what Bad Apple was saying. I do um don't I know that it's reality TV and it's not supposed to be scripted. And the directors are probably believing what the individuals are telling them about their life and their story, but I believe the individuals know what's a lie and what's not. And I think they pretend, but the producers don't know. So they're believing that what they're putting out there is the truth and they tape it. So I think the scene with Marsau and that boy was very strange. It was
Mm,
strange because, like I said last night, for them to pick him to be the voice of reason, it just doesn't match up. And I was always taught that even in church, you don't let everybody pray for you. You don't let everybody pour into your soul. You don't let everybody hug and touch you. So my thing coming from my soul is me watching him and on the show and on YouTube, it didn't match up. It wasn't to me like a sincere um uh advice. I think it was he memorized it. He read it from somewhere. I don't believe that he believes what he was telling that dude. And I say that because he doesn't behave like that as a husband, as a father. So it's ironic that you can point out something in somebody else's stuff, but you don't realize it yourself to implement it in your own life. So when I say for me, um, the message, sometimes the message can be distorted with a little voodoo in it to me. So I ain't giving him no credit for nothing. But the words he was saying to that guy, spot on, spot on. And the dude seems to me like he is stuck in a growth stunt. Like he stopped maturing at 16 or something, or 17. He acts very childlike. And he just doesn't seem like he's a man that even has kids. It's just sad with his behavior. And the words that he was using was like a 17-year-old having their first kid. He just didn't sound like a real man. And his relationship with Trish is kind of fishy to me.
Hold on, LaDon. Hold on, LaDon. Hold on. Dr. Minnie, if you have anything to say to me, hit the link. Okay? Please hit the link. I've always been respectful to you, and please respect my chat. Now, I told you I didn't mean any harm, and you're talking about this is not the first time that I've done this because you said you a psychiatrist. You said you were a lot of things, Dr. Minnie. You said you were a lot of things. And any of us in our profession and all of that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me that we are going to be respectful to each other over here. You know how we operate when it comes to the cutie crew and everything else. So as far as all of these comments, I don't understand where all of this is coming from. So again, I told you I didn't mean any harm. I was picking up on keywords that I saw in your comments, and I'm trying to protect my channel. So if you have anything else that you would like to say, click the link. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the chat again. Go ahead, LaDon.
All right, let me get off of them. So then we get to um who was it? Trish and him. I can't remember. What's the boy's name? What's Trisha's ex-husband's, I mean, husband's name?
Marquez.
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 Marquez, in her, it just seems like unfinished business to me. And I think Marquez was being petty when he said pay half. You got this man around this house living up in here taking y'all on trips and stuff. Tell him to pay half for the divorce, which is petty. But with Trish, I don't get her waiting when you got a whole relationship, a man in your house, y'all going on vacations, he's doing the things that you see that you want in a man. Why aren't you running down to um that courthouse getting those paperwork for a few
Mm.
dollars? It just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense, you know. And I think Trish is a manipulator. I think she, just like a dude, want her cake and eat it too. I think she likes that she got these two like that. I think Trish probably suffered, allegedly, in my opinion, with a low self esteem back in the days, because even Hotel says she looks different than what I've seen her before. So maybe she done got herself together, lost some weight and stuff, and getting some attention. I don't know, but something's fishy about this thruple. Something ain't right. Um, but I'm really not here for Trish because I just see the sneakiness in her. She's very sneaky. So that's how I feel about them. Who else was it? Oh, Mel and um Nell's
Nell.
scene. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because it was two friend associates talking about what's going on, catching each other up, and giving each other advice. That's normal stuff. That's good stuff to see. It don't always have to be business, 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 but we don't want to see drama, drama, drama neither. So I think Mel's scene with Nell was refreshing. Um, I like to see them getting back to visiting each other and having those type of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because it shows me that Nell is not veering off so far, you know. Nell and her family, I kind of understand it both ways. Um, I feel like maybe if Nell's kids didn't pressure her so much and didn't lean on her so much, maybe she wouldn't be so grouchy or argumentative or whatever. You know, everybody plays a part in that family, and everybody got to be accountable. And it's easy for the kids to say, "You yell, you yell, you yell." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but what am I yelling about? I didn't just wake up yelling. It's after you done did something stupid and I got to pay $15,000 for a lawyer or something like that. I have a right to speak my opinion about it, you know? So I do understand Mel's stance, but at the same time, I think Nell still needs to deal with some stuff that she probably got deep down that she's not able to really deal with situations more calmer. Plus maybe menopause, allegedly, in my opinion, probably. But I don't think Mel's the bad guy solely in that situation. I think her kids need to get it together. You got a business and you still borrowing money from your mama, and you got a whole business, you know. Yeah, so I think they all need therapy, family and individually, you know. But I did appreciate that Nell went around one by one to her kids and said what she said because we always hear bad. It is good
Yes.
sometimes to hear somebody say just something good. You know what I mean? So I was so proud of her. I knew it took a lot, and I knew the kids needed to hear that. I know they needed to hear that. And I was crying like a baby up in here when they did that. So I was with y'all with the tears. And I think that was it, right? That was it.
Yes, I think you hit it all. Yes, ma'am. I cried as well. And it was well needed. You know, it it it
Hmm.
it was what needs to be seen on TV. I
Hmm.
loved it. I do think that they needed to hear it, and I also think that maybe a little light bulb went off in her mind as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yep.
she thought about her delivery.
Hmm.
When it comes to the pettiness that you mentioned, Ladon, about Marquez, he was just being petty. I think that man should if Ken is buying cars and doing this and doing that, he should know that that $400 don't mean a damn thing. And when it comes to
Hmm.
Trish, although I agree that yeah, she should have been went ahead and done the damn thing. It's been said that Trish possibly has been moving slow to protect her assets. She's the breadwinner, she's an engineer, and yeah, a lot of times, if I go ahead and file now, guess what? He getting half of this, half of that. So, she possibly has been putting all her ducks in a row. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give her just a little bit of grace on that. But yeah, no matter what, get that done. Get that done. You know,
Just said, just
you
said, oh no. Yeah, well, I mean, guess what? He abandoned the family. He left and went to another state. She got the upper hand right now in this situation. He's the one that abandoned the family and left the state. So she
that
has
is
the upper
true.
hand. And if she wants to drag this on for 10 more years because of assets, she's going to be in the same situation. Get it out the
Uh,
way. They've been
I
separated for
agree.
5. Come on now.
I agree. I agree. Get it done. Get it done. You know? And I think that Marquez didn't want no divorce either. You know what I'm saying? I do think that
Hmm.
he, made the mistake that a lot of men make. Yeah, I can go and leave. I can go and play around. I could go and get with this woman, that woman, but guess what? My wife gonna still be there.
Hmm.
Okay. And yeah, that's just not the case. Excellent assessment, LaDawn. You said it was strange. When you said it was strange, were you talking about the whole episode or you were talking about Marceau and Marquez
No,
conversation?
I was talking about Marquez, the thruple, Marquez,
Oh,
Ken, and Trish.
and Trish.
Something strange there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do
Baby,
you
that's
think
a square. That's a whole square now, ain't it?
Who's the
pass
other
it a
one?
square?
Marcel.
Oh, you right.
Oh God!
You are right. Yeah, you are
God!
right. Uh-huh.
Oh.
It ain't no thruple or no triangle with three. It's four. Good point, good bad apple. I can't wait to see how that plays out. We do know that that moose knuckle will go anywhere, and I believe that. Yeah, I do believe that that happened. Excellent, excellent points, Ladon. Thank you so much, sis. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Let me read a couple comments. Samantha, you know I'm nosy, child. Now you responding to, oh, you and Laz just having a conversation. Laz said, Samantha, yes, CK can't get the other four to show anything but pretend like they are a great husband and businessman. And then Samantha said, uh, CK brain is stagnant and he cannot bring new ideas without taking from someone else. Good point. Good points. Good points. I don't know. As far as what Doris said, I do think that there was an attempt made with this scene. I mean, with that episode, as far as moving it forward. And I don't know, guys. I don't feel like Mel was just thrown in there. I don't. She's a part
No.
of the cast, and
Mm-hmm.
I expect Nell Fletcher to be the one to have that conversation with Mel. Sorry, I let them out. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't think it was a filler scene for Mel. I think that was her scene.
Yep, I think that was her scene. And it is the cast has broadened. There's more people now. I've seen enough. I will say of Stormy. It seems like they've definitely tried to push Stormy to the forefront. But what I hope, if the show goes on, I want to see more of Mel with her friends, and I want to see the core five. I do, if they all stay. But get rid of Kimmy and Maurice for me. They, give nothing. But excellent, excellent points. Let's on. We're gonna go ahead and swing this thing to Hershey. After Hershey, we're going to the legend child, Aunt Debbie. Hey Hershey, how are you? Hershey, are you there? There she go. Uh-oh, Hershey. You came off of mute and went back on mute. Check your device. Check your device. Last
I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Can
Let
you
me
hear
read
me?
this comment. I can hear you. Let me read this comment. You got a little background noise though. Do you have
Oh,
any
okay.
other YouTubes open?
No, no, I'm in this hospital. It be echoing sometimes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna let you talk and we're gonna suffer through a child like Kimmy. It's not too bad. Maybe because I'm talking while you talk. Go ahead,
I hope you
her.
feel better.
No, I'm working. I'm working. I'm not in the hospital. I'm working.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
I'm
Oh, you work.
that's why I'm gonna be
Okay,
very brief.
okay.
um,
All right.
with this episode, with Trish husband, I'm gonna be honest. I have never thought that a man can become so fine and so ugly in a second to me.
Babe.
It's like as soon as he opened his mouth, it's like, oh my God, he's so ugly.
Yes.
Jesus. Because how in the world can you be that retarded to think that you can leave your family and another man ain't gonna step in? Trish not an ugly woman, first off. And second off, her body is banging. It seemed like her career is banging. And it seemed like she don't mind banging other people, Martel. So
Uh-huh.
what makes you think she was gonna be waiting on you, sir? No, no, sir. She was not gonna wait. And I don't believe she even had to tell her children nothing because the children don't seem dumb. They seem very intelligent and they know that you ain't been around. So just like Marsau said, which is crazy that I'm agreeing with him, like, what do you expect? Like, your daughter come home and she has a bad day. What do you expect her to do? Go call your daddy. Who want a man that'll say that? No, ain't no man that really loves a woman and she has kids gonna do that. Like, act like you got some common sense. Like who does that? Like,
Exactly.
so if you let Marcel make you look silly and stupid, you are. That's not an act. That you are. You are. Because there's just no way how you let Marcel make the one that didn't know his child was allergic to peanut butter make you look like a deadbeat dad. How you let that happen? But I agree with everything Marcel said except for the I didn't know what he mean by Mel is like Marquez because Mel ain't never been a deadbeat mama. She never expected Martel to never get married again. She expected Martel to leave her alone. That's what she expected him to do.
Mm-hmm.
But she did not expect him to never get married, never fall in love again. I mean, she literally let him go so he could be with the bird that he messed up his whole life for, which he's never done. So it's like I don't get it. She's still a big part of her children's life. She's always there. So I don't understand the comparison. I don't get that, but okay, whatever. But everything else I did agree with. I think Trish need to be honest and let Ken know that she smashed Martell. I really think she need to go ahead and admit that because you are not going over to there's certain men that you can be platonic friends with. I give you that. Martell is
Yeah.
not one.
Facts.
He is not one. Either y'all smashing or y'all smash. It's no in between. It's no in between. That's why I don't believe destiny and nothing she said. I believe either it went there and it didn't go all the way there, but it went somewhere. Cause he's just
Mm-hmm.
not platonic. Oh, that's like my brother. Nah, nah. Not with somebody like him. It's just no way. So she needs to go ahead and be honest with Ken. If she wants to get married, she needs to be honest. If she don't want to get married, all this whole episode is about honesty. Be honest with
Yeah.
yourself and other people. And I think it wouldn't be so hostile and so intense if people was just honest. I don't want to get married anymore. I like our situation the way it is.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be tied up in paperwork. But I love you. And if you can
Yeah.
handle that, I would like our situation to be what it is. If you cannot handle that, then okay, I understand. People need to understand there's consequences to everything, and you're not going to get everything
Mhm.
you want, but be honest so people can make better decisions or the decisions that's
Yeah.
best for them. And that even goes in with Miss Nell. I understand,
Uh-oh, Hershey.
Jesus, what happened?
Hershey. You
Yeah.
the last thing we heard you said, I understand with Miss Nell. Then you blacked out.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I understand with Miss Nell, that generation, black people, they feel like all they have to do is just go to church, get a little bit of Jesus, and
Yep.
everything is gonna be just fine. But that's I agree with Mel. You need to go. You need to go. Take one for the team. Go to therapy. You might like it. And Dr. Francis, put a breakthrough. And that, I felt like that was an emotional scene. That was a beautiful scene because
Mm.
the kids just want to be heard. Yeah, I know I messed up. I know I'm
Yeah.
effing up. I don't need you to keep telling me and screaming at me about it. I get both sides. She's tired of y'all coming for her money after she done told y'all what to do, how to do, and you still go and do what you want to do. And then when you get in trouble, you expect her to bail you out. I get it. That could be stress for everybody. Like if you would have done what I told you to do, we wouldn't even have this situation. But then the
Yeah.
kids are like, okay, mama, I know I messed up. Right now I just want you to hear me. So you can handle stuff a better way. You're never too old to learn. So I just thought this was a decent episode. I did not miss Stormy. I did not miss I did not miss Stormy. I did not miss Destiny. I did not miss. Is Kimmy and Maurice still on? Is they still on?
Child, they on there, but they wasn't there.
Either
What?
way, I didn't miss
Yeah.
none of them. So it was a decent episode, and I just, I didn't miss Tisha either. To tell you the truth, she wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't miss her either. Um, To tell you the truth, if Marcel just stayed on and leave Tisha out, I wouldn't even be mad. I
Facts.
wouldn't be
Facts.
mad because Marcel is the butthole that we all love to not like,
Yep.
and I mean he is the comic relief sometimes. So at the end of the day, I agree with Marcel what he said to Marquez, except for that one little part. And Marquez just needs to go and grow up. He really
Yeah.
needs to grow up. Trish need to not let every man, visit her hoo ha and be honest. And Miss Nell just need to learn how to not scream so much, and then maybe her blood pressure won't go up so high. Either way,
Facts.
it was a decent episode, and that's all I
Yeah.
have for it. So
Facts.
I give
Who
it
hurt
about a
you?
good, I give
Hold
it
on,
about a
hurt.
good eight, about a good
And
eight.
hold on. A good 8. Okay, I was gonna ask you your rating, but hold on before you go. Thank you for saying that because I do agree with you. I think it is honesty. I'm gonna mute you while I'm talking because that's where and then if you want to respond, but that's where we got some background noise. Um, I agree with you. Honesty. And I do think that Trish needs to just be honest. And thank you for saying that because I didn't look at it that way. And that could be the case. That's probably why she was sitting there looking so nervous with Ken. She may not want to get married, especially for remarried, excuse me, especially with women that she's had to be the breadwinner and do everything and all of that. It's more than his contribution that she could be thinking about. She don't really need that part. So, like you said, I love you, but excellent point about that. And then I agree with you as far as who we saw on this episode. Um, even though a couple people feel like they could be acting, what I saw yesterday, they could carry the show, meaning the Fletchers, Nell, Marsau, and honestly, this little square that LaDawn said. Minus the square. Now take it back to a thruple. We don't even need Martel. We can go ahead and finish out the story with Trish, Ken, and Marquez. But that was enough. So excellent points, Hershey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anything else
Oh
to
no,
say? You want to give us your thoughts
um,
real quick on 45?
why they did, why they missed, why they only got his ear.
Wow. Wow. Somebody put up damn. Y'all know that Florida Evans, damn. That's
Exactly,
all.
you can't shoot. I was like, well, they can't shoot worth a D because why? How do you miss?
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
ain't, I'm just like Funky on that one. Even though what he said about Kiki was despicable, I with him. I feel no way
Okay.
when it
Got
comes
you.
to 45. Okay,
Got
I
That's a
absolutely
good way to
feel
put it.
no ways at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when he put his fist up in the air and put the Black Power
Come
fist
on,
up there,
man.
I really wanted somebody to shoot him again.
Oh, say pow pow. Say pow pow. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. I really wanted somebody to pow him again before even putting up the Black Power fist. Like, if you don't, please, somebody, just please let him get to be maggot food. Why is he still here? Oh
Mm-mm.
my God! But either way, we just got to vote, people. I mean, I understand our
Yes.
choices. We got two old fossils running for office. We get it.
Yes.
Both of them is 135 years old. We
Yes,
get it.
ma'am.
But right now, we need to pick the lesser of the evil at
That's
this
right.
point. And
That's right.
we're gonna have to vote, but we in a bad place regardless because we just don't have no appropriate candidate at this
Mm.
time. And to me personally, I just wish America just could, be single for a while. After you get out of a bad relationship, just be single and find yourself. But that's not how the country runs.
Fact.
That's not how the country runs. So we have to make smart decisions.
Yeah.
Just think about what's the most important thing for you. And right
That's
now, us women, we don't have any rights, and they want to put us back to 19 or
mhm.
1800 as of this point. And
That's right.
we can't have control over our bodies. We don't have control over anything. So the only
Mhm.
thing I can do is tell y'all to vote smart, protect your bodies, protect your minds. If you need therapy, go get some. love on yourself, love on your kinfolk. You never know when it's your last day, on earth. You don't know, everything
Yeah.
that has happened this past week and two. It just really made me hug my people a little harder.
Yes.
Tell, don't hesitate to tell somebody you love them. Even if you might not get the response that you want, don't
Mm-hmm.
hesitate to be like, this is how I feel,
Excellent.
and I hope nobody don't hesitate to tell me how they feel. Give me my flowers now while I can smell them, where I
Yep.
can enjoy them. Let me know how you feel now. Don't wait until you feel like, oh, maybe it's not the right time. It never gonna be the right time because you never know when it might be just the last. You could
Right,
be
right.
here this second and gone the next second. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
quick. And God is
Yep.
not playing. Keep y'all mouth off of people that don't, keep your mouth off of people, God's favorite people. Learn how to, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all because God is not playing. It's almost like the Old Testament
Mm-hmm.
at this time. It's like he's smiting people left and right. So please, y'all, just be decent people to one another. And that's all I have to say.
Excellent advice. Excellent message. Hershey is preaching child on all fronts. Vote, vote, vote. I totally
You
agree
might
with
have
that.
to
It's
drop me down
Fletcher.
because I can't seem to hit the button. So just drop me down.
Okay. All right.
I
Thank you
love
again,
y'all.
Hershey. Love you too. Love you too. Enjoy your work shift and take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. That was Hershey, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to say I totally agree with her. I try to stay away from politics and religion because I never know who subscribed to me, how you guys may be voting. It's your business. But what she mentioned as far as women's rights and black folks' rights, I'm gonna put it like that. That is very important when it comes to this election. And I also think, even though Biden is showing signs to me, dementia, every damn thing else. There are people behind the scenes ready and prepared and have been in all presidencies contributing to their job. So I think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be fine regardless. Plus, we got Kamala back there. Kamala, I need to hear you a little more. Now you've been a sister vice president for 4 years, and I haven't heard much of her. But that's my thoughts on that. Excellent points. Also, what Hershey said, we can give our thoughts, our opinions, and this or that. But the key word is just recognize that folks are human. Cut folks off if they don't benefit you, if you're not rocking with them or whatever. That's on YouTube. That's in life in general. Yeah. If it don't line up with how you want to move, then that's my suggestion with that. So excellent points. Other than that, we can give our opinions and thoughts and all of that. It just don't have to get nasty. You know what I mean? So thank you again, Hershey. I got the legend, child. I got the legend. And I'm just gonna say this before I get to you, Aunt Debbie. Congratulations to Tyra. Tyra, I don't know if you still hear, sis, but if you hear this, congratulations. I want to read her message. She said, before I go to bed, can y'all congratulate my daughter, Sergeant Demetrio Castaneda, for becoming a police officer in the community that she grew up in and went to school. I'm so proud of her. We are proud of her as well. So, congratulations to your daughter, Tyra, and congratulations to you. Congratulations, mom. Also, what LaDawn said, tell your daughter we will be praying for her and be the cop that makes change. Facts, facts, or makes changes. Facts, facts, facts. So I'm sure you are elated and congratulations again. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and break this up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and play Aunt Debbie's. I'm gonna remove this link too because we over my time limit. But let me go ahead and play Aunt Debbie's theme song, child.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. About none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Ooh, child, I need to do that one more again, Aunt Debbie. One more.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. About none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Baby, Aunt Debbie, I need your thoughts. I need your thoughts on the episode. What are your thoughts, Aunt Debbie?
I agree with everybody, but I got a problem with Marsau. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I believe they put them together and told Marsau to say some of that stuff he said to that man. He was sunning that man and putting him down, and he has no right to. I got a problem with people can tell you how to do things and they don't do shit right. How you gonna tell me what I should be doing with my family when you ain't do nothing with yours? See, I have a problem with that. So that's why I can't take Marcel serious. He didn't know, that's like the lady said, he didn't even know his son was allergic to peanut butter. He said them was Tisha kids. He wasn't doing nothing with them kids. But you're gonna tell this man how he should be doing with his daughter and this, that, and the other. You weren't even doing, you weren't at home with your family. So I have a problem with that right there. I can't take him serious on that. So I believe production wrote cue cards and told him to say this, say that, and have this conversation.
Ooh, child, not cue cards on Debbie. Go ahead.
That's just how I feel about that. And to me, the man is slow. He wanted to get out and be with his friends, and he left his home. Okay? But look at Trisha. She probably was glad he was gone. Cause look what she got going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting the men. And she lying when she said that she didn't go to Martel. I seen a clip where she told Stormy, yeah, I've been there twice, a couple times to his house, but that's grown folks' business. Now they not showing that no more. Yes, she did.
What?
Yes, she did.
Wow.
They showed her. And she was talking to Stormy. She sure did. So now she's saying she had no dealings with this man. But then she not being honest with Ken. She ran to Ken and told him he act like he don't know me. So to me, if I was Ken, I'd say, well, why do you care? That would make me think what y'all had going on that you so worried about him not remembering you. Ken might be a good guy, but she gonna lose him because she lying and not being honest. And she, like, I agree with LaDon, she's manipulative, And she could have been got a divorce. She wanted to get rid of that husband when he left. She had to go down there and do number say he abandoned her.
Yep.
And been free and clear. Free divorce. So to me, all that don't make sense. And then you got Ken, he running around in the dark trying to act like he this great man, and he's stupid too. Because you with a woman don't even want you touching her, and you can't even pick up on the signs that she don't even want you touching her. So to me, all of that's a little strange, and I don't really care about them people anyway. I don't care nothing about them. They knew, and to me, what they got going on is some nonsense. And that's production put that in front of our eyes to distract us. Because they're trying to take things away from Mel. And the other, really the core. And bringing all these old lames in here, with this bull crap. This is mess. So that's the way I see that scene with them. I really don't care. Because a woman she got a husband here. She'd have moved this man in. But she's still married to that man. And why would he move into a house with her just like that? He don't know when the husband was gonna come back home.
Good point.
It's all right to be with her, but I'd have stayed in my own place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went for that. And then we seen right there that what kind of friends and family, friends and lovers. Put some oil on her. She turned and looked like she was disgusted. Here go Martel looking straight at her. Like, really? Then she wanted to turn away and run. So what kind of stuff they got going? To me, that's just a bunch of some crap production. I don't know what they did. Found them folks on the street, gave them some chicken wings, told them to do this, that, and that.
Not chicken wings. Not chicken wings.
Yeah, And that's where I see that. I don't believe she no engineer. I really don't. But okay, she say that. All
Why?
right. I don't believe that. Nope, I don't. I really don't. I don't. I don't. And I just don't.
Really?
I don't.
Why, Aunt
No.
Debbie?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. She, she can't hard talk. How you gonna be an engineer? I just don't believe it. I don't
Okay.
believe it. I believe what she really is a liar, a manipulator,
Ciao.
and she'll get in the bed with any man she thinks she
Woo,
likes.
woo, ciao.
Yep.
Now that's what I believe,
Woo,
and
ciao.
this is just my opinion, and this is my opinion, and I'm honest about it,
Yeah.
and that's just how I feel about that situation. Now, when it get down to them kids over at the Fletcher house, I believe them kids them begged that lady for so much money they put her pressure up,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to listen. And I'm gonna tell you something. Your child, she ain't got to pay no $15,000 for no grown person that need a lawyer. If you can't pay that lawyer, you get you whatever they give you free. You got in trouble, get out of it. I will close my pocketbook to them, and I'll tell them when they call me with some problems about money. I'll tell them like this: that's a grown folks problem,
Mm. And you grown.
and I hang up.
Uh-uh.
And
Just hang up.
I hang
That's
up.
my kind of lady.
Call me about this. Oh, I need some money for this. That sounds like a grown folks problem. Hang up. I will close my pocketbook and the ATM to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when you get 3 times 7, you 21. Fly, bird, fly. And then you're
Mm-mm.
gonna tell me you don't want to hear what I got to say. All you want is my money.
That's what it is. And
The
that's hurt.
nerve.
That's hurtful. You know?
Right. That's like telling me to shut up, just give me your money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You sticking me up without a gun,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
without a pow pow.
Without a pal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
So that don't work for me. So I get my pressure together, like you say, go down, get my pressure together, and close my pocketbook and my bank.
Yeah.
And like I said, when you call, sound like a grown folks problem, and hang up. And I'll go do me. And that's what she should do. And now who else had something? What else that was going on? But I liked how they hugged and what she said to her. But I
Oh
just
yeah.
wish at the end when she said something to each one of them, my pocketbook closed. You know that, right? No more ATM over here. I'm gonna stay
After
out
each
your business, but don't call me. Grown folks problems. And I'd have walked off and been happy, and that my pressure would have went down.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it would have.
That's
So would have.
medicine.
Once I
That's
got
that
my say
medicine.
what I had to say, yeah, pressure would have
Yeah.
went on down. I'd have got me some more of that lemonade and sat on down and gone home now. Visiting hours over. Go home, find you some business. I liked the meeting with Mel and Nell. To me, that was the most for real moment on the show.
Mm-hmm. Loved it.
I love that. I love Mel's place with that backyard she got with that beautiful furniture. I mean, that's just nice. It's tranquil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Beautiful.
like that. Just beautiful. And I like what Mel told her. You might like it. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
Life be life, and sometimes you have to do what's best for you. And that'll take some pressure off for you too.
Yeah.
Talk about it. So I liked that part. What else? I don't see nothing else going on. That's about all they
Um,
had going on.
let me see. You spoke about Marcel and Marquez, Mel and Nell, the Fletcher's therapy, Trish and Marquez at the end. You sort of spoke about that as well on Debbie, but that was the episode. Those were the scenes.
I like Mel and Nell together. The
Mm-hmm.
rest of it they could have thrown in the garbage, especially with that boy going over there. Now he know he ain't got no money. He didn't want to pay for no divorce. She didn't want to go get in there. She could have got one free. I would have went Ben got me a free divorce. I ain't paying $9 to get rid of you. I'm gonna get rid of you for free. That's the way I'd have looked at it. I know what to do for you. He
If
done
only it
abandoned
was
me,
that
deserted me. I
easy.
don't know where he at. I don't know where he at, and got me a free divorce. When he come back, I'd have had the paper. I'm divorced
Yeah,
from you. We ain't got to go nowhere. You gone where you going and keep it moving. That's the
that's
way I'd
right.
have did that. You know. So she's sitting right there, and she act like she can't talk. She don't want to say and speak up and talk right. She sitting there, and he's sitting there. Tell Matt the muscle man. Ah, that's a bunch of loaded crap. Both of
Mm.
them is for the birds, if you ask me. Both of them just
Mm-hmm.
alike. Both of them just alike. The husband and the wife. They both manipulators.
Mm.
And I don't feel sorry for him, and I don't feel sorry for her. Because to me, she looked worse. You done move this
Really?
man in your house. Yes. Yes.
Moving a
Oh, that
man in
move,
your
that
house
He
moving.
around your
done,
kids.
and because he
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
putting
I agree. That moving Ken in. I agree. I agree.
right, we don't know what he doing, so we can't say. But she done moved a man in, and she smashing on a bum.
Ooh, chow. Not the moose knuckle getting smashed.
And he a bum. The moose knuckle was a
Lord, have mercy.
bum.
Lord, have mercy on Debbie.
So,
Oh,
He
I
looked
can't,
like he's constipated.
oh, child. Let me get this off my screen, child.
I
Okay.
just can't, I can't see nothing with that. I just call it like I see him. Cause I won't have him, I wouldn't even want him to take out the trash. I'm telling you now, gone now, gone. Let him go head on over there to Ariana Curry. Cause ain't
Mm.
nothing you could do for me over here. I don't even need you to take out the trash, sir. I just need you to keep going. And that's the way I see that. She is not no better than the
Okay.
men. You set up, you say this a man is a good guy, but you smashing the bump and you cheating on your husband with this one and cheating on that one with this one, and you cheating on everybody, including yourself. So let
Mm.
me know what kind of woman are you? See, I don't care because men are dogs, but a woman have to preserve themselves. And
Yeah.
when you come off your throne and play in the mud with bums, I got a problem with that. I'm looking at her, So that's just the way I see that. And there's no way I would let nobody put me on the show and show me in that light,
Well,
especially
didn't
for
nobody
chop
have no
change and
pow
chicken
pow?
wings.
Didn't nobody
How,
have no pow pow up to their heads to get on this show?
I know that. That's what I'm saying is, why would you? What woman gonna come on there and degrade herself like that on the show and show her life in that manner for chicken wings and nothing? Cause
Mm-mm.
Carlos King ain't paying them that much. We already know that. I wouldn't get on there and do that to myself. I'm just saying I couldn't do it. People do what they want to do, and this is a different generation. But hell, sometimes you can go too far. And I will not got on no show with this type of if this the part I had to play, you can get at the destiny. I won't do somebody else's part. Cause I ain't finna play that part there. And
Mm.
that's just the way I see that. And I just think it's a shame. And this lady got kids on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
So down the line, years from now, when her kids get big and they come back and look at this show and they see what their mama was doing and what she was involved in, what's she gonna tell them then?
Uh-huh. Good point.
And that's where I just see that. That's just my take on that. I can't get with this show because that woman doing that and got them kids on there. Like they don't see that down the line. So I don't like I don't like Carlos King production. He don't care about black families. He don't care about black women.
Mm-hmm.
He used and he don't care that their kids will see this down the line. All for some chump change. I don't get down. I don't like. I
Yeah.
don't like how he think. I don't like him.
All right, Aunt Debbie, don't you get your pressure up now.
That's all
Aunt
I
Debbie.
got to say about that show.
I had to throw that in there because of Nell Fletcher. Now, don't you get your pressure up. I done
My
told you
pressure
we ain't
already
having
up.
no.
I'm calling. I'm gonna call you. My pressure already up.
See, yeah, you call me. We not having that, and it better not be up over this damn show. Now
Oh
look.
no, it ain't got this raggedy show. That's the least of the problem.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you call me and give me the rundown so I could go ahead and be the spoiled niece and try to get you together. Be scared. Don't do that, Aunt Debbie. I be scared trying to get her together, child. All the way in Vegas and she in Chicago. But Aunt Debbie, you made some excellent points. I agree. There's no way that you could pay me to get on anything to be portrayed like this unless it's true. So I'm like I said, ain't nobody putting no pals up to these folks' head. And it is up, like you said, even when it comes to a woman preserving herself, meaning and all is alleged. We don't know, who slept with who or whatever, but that's the way they making it seem. Even if when it comes to that, yes, as women, you should preserve yourself, and then you should also preserve your image. So me preserving my image, no, you couldn't. I wouldn't give a damn if it was 250,000, 500,000. No, no. So responsibility, she holds that as well. You know what I mean? I get it. We've seen the storylines and the stories and what Carlos chooses to put out and who he chooses to allow to remain on the show, all of the above. But I also think that in when it comes to Martel being on the show, Mel again for me is just a victim, and he should have been gone, like been gone when he was a menace, running backstage, trying to get at people and trying to fight and do this or that. And they've never protected her, so she didn't really have a choice other than she can walk away from her creation. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Trish and all of that, no, I'm not getting on here with no sad dude and I'm still married and this or that. No, no, no. I agree with you on Debbie about Neil Fletcher. Close the door, hang up the phone. That's it. That's all. I ain't gotta yell. Y'all not getting shit else. That's just it. So if you go and find yourself in trouble, these will be the consequences. You'll be in jail. I ain't paying no bond money. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing nothing. I do think that if Neil Fletcher is not careful, it will play a part on her health. You know what I mean? And Nell, excuse me, gave her great advice. You could be 6 feet under, and guess what? Them problems that they going through because they haven't taken the steps to change, they still gonna be going through. They still gonna be cutting up everything, and you gone. So no. And then Chris Fletcher, just be a man. Protect your wife more. Put your foot down. That's it. That's all. Excellent points on Debbie. Let me read Dr. Michael. Dr. Michael is the one that says he is a male meter, Male meter. Good comment. I'll read it and I'll give you my thoughts. You said the source of the advice matters. The fact they had to use Marsau to give this brother some advice speaks to the quality of men on the show. He should have spoken with Dr. Francis. Dr. Michael, thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. And I agree. I think with them being newbies, though, they not at Dr. Francis level. The Fletchers and their family, to me, that was totally different. Plus, they've been around a few seasons and all of that. And basically, the marriage is done. And as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Michael, I am able to separate the message from the messenger. So that's what I did in that whole conversation. And it was valuable advice, even though it came out of not Aunt Debbie, Marcel mouth, and Aunt Debbie said he was reading from cue cards. The message is what was important to me, and I totally think that more men, especially, need to hear it. But you're right, especially with the history of what we've seen when it comes to Marsau. The source of the advice does matter, but separate. Listen to the message. I didn't see anything wrong with it at all. But thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Let me go ahead and because we over the 2 hour mark, child. Let me go ahead and thank Dr. Michael. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Plenty dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get
All right, now Cookie from the Shy. Cookie from the Shy. Did they get out? Cookie from the Shy said they were protesting in the hood. Hold on. Did y'all hear about the, I'm going to spell it out, M-A, because I don't want YouTube, G-A, protesters on the west side of Chicago? Ciao. And you said on Central in Madison, they were over there waving waving flags. Cookie, send it to me on Instagram, please. But did they make it out? That ain't no place where they should be trying to get anything across, because they not gonna make it home to see their mamas.
Not in that area. What the
Thank
heck?
you. On the west side of Chicago.
Oh, Madison.
Come on now. Madison and Central on that. Wait,
They
look.
got to be crazy to go over there.
OMG. OMG. Baby. Gonna send Trump on that way. Can you send Trump over there? I don't even mean to be saying his name. 45. But speaking of 45, thank you again, Dr. Michael. Thank you to all of you that sent me a super chat. Thank you if you like this video. That is support as well. If you haven't liked it already, please go ahead, hit that like button for me. It is free. I'm going to take this thing back on up to Good Bad Apple. And Good Bad Apple, let's try, all of us, to take 3, 4, 5 max minutes tops and give me your thoughts. I'll give mine at the end, but I'm calling bull shiznit. Give me your thoughts, Good Bad Apple, on 45. Again, for the wording, let's use pow pow on the live and, be creative. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my questions are, why did Secret Service move everybody out of the way, including the press, out of the way right before the action? And why? How
did
is
they do
it?
that?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It's videos. Like, if you go on Twitter, you're gonna see everything.
Yeah, I haven't been on there today.
Yeah, just take a little visit up there. It's a whole lot of fun, big fun, and funny things going on. But anyways, they did that, and why? First of all, well, this is second of all, with like 6 to 7 pops.
Nobody ducked.
Where did the bullets go? Where'd they go? Nobody else was popped.
Why didn't the crowd duck? Go ahead.
Right. Or run. Because you know how we do. We hear the slightest little commotion and we taking off.
Yeah.
And we don't got to see nothing. Why did that happen? But I want to know where the bullets went. Where did they go?
Yeah.
Because how did nobody else get hit? I mean, I believe they were blanks. First of all, I just believe they were blanks. Okay, period. And like, how of all times when the Secret Service is doing their job, how is it that right after the Pops, they allowed him to put his head up and
Yes,
take that
ma'am.
up fist picture right
Yes,
after
ma'am.
the Pops, like
Yes, ma'am.
giving the Popper another opportunity when they hadn't even popped him yet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The whole shit is just fake to me. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
Well, child, excellent points. I'm gonna say this. I'll just give my little thoughts in between you guys, and we'll be out of here. Not only that, good bad apple. Um, any dignitary, first of all, but we are talking about an ex. How he got it the first time, I don't know. President. But it is Secret Service's job to secure the area. And in doing so, it is their jobs to go up on the rooftops in the perimeter of where he's gonna be speaking and all of that to make sure there is nobody up there, no bombs, all of that. How or why do they think we gonna believe that in the middle of Trump's speech, soon as it started happening, this guy was able to scale the wall in view of Secret Service and everybody else? He scaled the wall. It was a guy that was on the news said he saw him scaling the wall with a big pow pow hanging down. They couldn't get the attention of nobody. But when he was on top of that roof, oh, the snipers that were already on top of roof, others buildings, they saw him and was able to pow pow and unalive him. Go away from me with it. It is not possible. If the snipers was up there, that's your job. Your vision is not set on one spot. Your job is to look around continuously, but you missed that spot. Get on up out of here. I think the guy that they said was unalive was an actor or there was a dummy body up there. I think, and if this is all alleged opinion only, the other guy that they said that dove on top of his family in the crowd, I think, and they said he passed away too. I just don't believe it, and I hate that. Prayers and condolences to his family if it is true. I don't believe none of that shit, like Aunt Debbie would say. But thank you, good bad apple. We're gonna take this thing on over to Luzon. Ladon, your thoughts on 45?
Well, I'm disappointed. Um, I kind of think it was allegedly, in my opinion, a setup that went wrong. Um, and how long are they going to let this man make a mockery of our world? This is just sad.
Yes.
It's sad. And that's all I got to say. People vote. We don't need this orange. We don't need this.
Yeah. Baby, we ain't seen nothing yet. We saw a lot in
I
the
know.
4 years that he was, but this would be the second time around and final time, and he gonna do some damage. That's all I gotta say. He gonna do some damage if he win. Literally go out with a bang, okay? And it's not gonna be good. But thank you, Ladon. Thank you so much. Chosen by God said exactly this was so staged, and who in their right mind is going to stand up and shout, fight, fight, fight. And they put too much dye in that coloring. That was the reddest red I ever seen before. Fake. Fake. Somebody said to be blood, child. Yes. And I am gonna get on Twitter. I was on it for a little bit last night and was busy all day today. But yeah, to be child, Twitter, Reddit, and all of that. That's where the action. But Aunt Debbie, and thank you, Ladon. Aunt Debbie, your thoughts. Your thoughts on 45.
I think him and Biden both need to get on in the nursing home and
Mm,
act right and play cards. And we need some younger people in the office because times
salute.
have changed. The world has changed, and both of
Yes.
them, they just not cutting it. And as far as anything else with 45, I believe he staged all of it. He's just trying to, He want to be relevant. He trying to get back in any way he can, but he need to go sit down. And the other man, he need to sit down before he fall down. They need to get along, move around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they both need to do. If you ask me, move around. You know, go
Mm-hmm.
retire somewhere. What you like to do, go do it.
Yeah.
But we need some stronger presidents, younger, stronger, with bright, fresh, new ideas that can
Mm-hmm.
take us in another direction.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the way I feel about them. They need to go sit down somewhere. Just go sit down. I'm tired of them, both of them.
All right. And look, I totally agree with you. I had a conversation with my brother. Age limits are needed. Number one, age limits are needed. And yeah, we got all of these younger folks in the Senate and congressmen and all of that. And I totally agree with you. We are living in a different day and age. If you want to call it hip or in the know, I'll put it like that. That's what we need. And somebody that can just rejuvenate this country. I totally agree with you. Trump, 45 child, will do anything to remain relevant, but he will also do anything to rile up the people. And that's what that was for me. That is, look what they tried to do with me and get his crazy folks, get them going. You know what I mean? So I think that that is the case. And vote. That's all I have to say to everybody. Everybody vote. Who is that said I need to put up Olivia Pope? Let me go to my channel because this is felt initially. But I will say this: prayers and condolences. Teresa Rice said that it was a fireman who was unalived, and prayers and condolences to his family. Could he have been a casualty of war? As Good Bad Apple say, and I hate to feel this way, I feel like I feel like all of it was staged, but I'm a stickler for karma. I don't want no karma coming my way. Even with my brother on the phone, we was talking about it yesterday. We don't want no karma. We were careful, even with what we were saying on the phone. You know what I mean? But I don't put anything past 45, anything at all. He is scum. He is a convicted felon. And if you ask me, he shouldn't even be in the position where he stands a chance to run and possibly become the prayers again. You know what I mean? If applicants on job applications have to check a box of whether they are a convicted felon or not, and if they check that, 99% of them won't get no job. Can you let me know how he's able to get the top job? So,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what I put on my community wall, and that's all I saw. Look, I was a faithful watcher of Scandal, and I believed a lot of those stories that they had on there. I believe that they were true. And if you watched it, almost everything politically is created, from things that's going to get us up in arms and scared and this or that, all of that. Excellent show. And that's the first thing I thought about. There is Olivia, and she's not with Trump. There's an Olivia Pope somewhere that's writing this mess for 45, you know. Um, but we'll keep our eye out on it. This was an excellent live recap. Shout out to those of you that joined me on the panel. I play that theme song for Aunt Debbie for a reason. You guys know she gonna get up here and just drop it like it's hot each and every time. I do too, Brittany Janae. Oh my God. Forever 44. That's where I'm stuck at. Forever 44. She said, I wish we can re-elect Obama. I tell you somebody that could step in and shut everything down. If Biden was to step down and Michelle Obama step up, it's a wrap. It would be a wrap, you know. So, but in the meantime, vote for your choice. I am okay for people having their own personal opinions and who they choose to vote for. But as for me, I wouldn't care if Biden, this was on Twitter as well, I wouldn't care if Biden was in hospice. He gonna have my vote in November. And if somebody else got to step in and do his job, so be it. I won't be voting for the orange man. But thank you again, Aunt Debbie. Thank you again, LaDawn. Shout out to the Cutie crew. You guys look out. I'll say this real quickly. I am taking it back. We're gonna go back and start watching Love and Marriage Huntsville from season 1, episode 1. I promise you guys that last summer, and here it is a whole year later. But what I'm gonna do, we will watch on Patreon, and then we will come over to YouTube to discuss. I would like to start it tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. We got Pink Table Topics Tuesday. I may be able to do it Wednesday this week. I may be able to do it Wednesday. So for the Cutie crew and those of you that follow me on Patreon, be looking out. I will schedule that. Again, we will watch on Patreon and discuss on YouTube. Your girl got to be able to make some money off some views. Dr. Michael, you said, I hear you, sis. Remember, Marsau assisted Martel with leaving his family. He also called independent women the Rogers. It taints the message for me. You absolutely right about that, Dr. Michael. And I said that at the start of this video when I was giving my recap on that portion with Marcel and Marquez. I said, don't forget, you the one that helped destroy that. You were paying for stuff on your credit card for Martel, for coleslaw and all of that. So it definitely taints the message, but we are, in my opinion, we still should be able to separate the message from the messenger. But I feel you. I really, really do. Thank
Chit
you.
chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Let me thank Dr. Michael. Give me one quick second. Let me properly thank Dr. Michael. Thank you, Dr. Michael.
Boo boo, thank you. And I got my money, boo boo.
All right, LaDawn.
So, as an individual, so do you think that if it doesn't matter who gives the message, as long as it sounds good?
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
Trump can, a 45 can give a message and it may sound good to some people. I'm talking about the message of a man, and in my case, your case, and everybody else's case, a black man that abandoned his family. Then yeah, you may run into these issues. You may have kids that's gonna start looking at somebody else as daddy. That's all I'm talking about. I didn't read too deep, and absolutely not. I've never been the one that just believe in whatever comes out of somebody's mouth, but that message in particular and what it means to the downfall of our people, black families, and not being under one household because of selfish individuals that just threw in the towel. Yeah, I believe that. But LaDawn, you should know better than to even ask me that, child. No. I just because it sounds good. It didn't have to sound good. What I'm talking about is the message. Do you believe in that message? Don't say anything about Marsau. Don't say anything about Marquez. The message. Remove the messenger. Do you believe that? Yeah, you may have to suffer some consequences for your actions of leaving your wife and kids. Let's take it off
Yes.
of Trish and Marquez. Let's
Yes.
say right. So that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
That's
all I'm
why I
saying.
said that I agree with what was said, but I don't give him any credit because I know fathers that's in the house but still ain't active fathers. They're just there, the
But when you
presence.
say you're not giving him any credit, you still putting him in the message. We
Because
just talk.
that's the messenger.
It doesn't matter who the messenger is if you can agree with what was said.
Oh,
Remove
see,
him.
that's where we disagree. I
Okay,
think it, yeah.
okay,
Okay.
remove. No, because I'm not gonna let us finish like this. Remove him. Remove him completely.
I can't because it
You can.
matters. To me, for me,
It matters. It
it
matters when
matters
it.
who's
Hold on.
talking to me. It
It
matters what
matters when
advice
it
they're
comes
giving
to.
me. It matters to
Okay.
me, chit chat. Who it's coming from. It matters who the person stands for, and all that to me
Mm,
as an individual. I look at that because it can be all glitter and gold all it wants to. And I can believe those words are true. But when a certain person is giving me the message, that's where I feel like it gets tainted. And it's a form to me of like a pastor in the church that I used to go to. It was the assistant pastor. The
mhm.
energy, I felt her. It wasn't right. It was off. One day she came up to hug me and I put my hand up. No, 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 no. Please don't do that. I don't
Mhm.
want you hugging me. And I didn't want the energy to transfer off. Even though some of her prayers sound good, I didn't want the energy from anything of what she was saying because it could be a
Mhm.
hypnotic spell for all I know. I just know that.
Oh, yeah, that's broadening the conversation, and I'm absolutely a believer of that. So to answer your question again, no, anybody can't tell me anything. But if
Okay.
I'm separating reality TV show and the message, if I think if it's a room full of, and I respect your opinion, if it's a room full of 1,000 men, and let's say Obama said the same thing that Marsau said, it is the message for me. You're saying the same thing that Dr. Michael said, and anybody that feel that way, I respect it. For me, I am able to separate in this instance. I ain't talking about, can't nobody just run game on me. Nobody. And spit shit to me. Nobody. But if I'm able to separate a message, I felt that message was profound. And Marcel ain't got to go across the world and say it, but somebody need to. It needs to be heard. So that's just me. That's just me. But I respect your opinion, LaDon, and I'm not saying I'm right and yours is wrong.
Oh, no,
So
likewise. Yeah. That's why I
yeah.
said as individuals. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Excellent points, though. Excellent little debate. If we were in the members only tab, we probably would have went on for a whole nother hour. But I think we all on the well. I can't say we all on the same page. All right, we're gonna end this debate like this. Drop in the chat one if you are able to separate mess from the message or the messenger. So no, drop in the chat a one if you are able to separate the message from the messenger. Drop a two if you think mess is mess. If your mouth is shitty, is mess. I don't care what you're saying. Put a one if you can separate for this debate me and my sis LaDawn is having. Put a two. Look at LaDawn. LaDawn, I said 1 2 sis. Oh, you didn't put about 5
I had
twos.
to mess with you.
Look at chosen by God and put about 22s, child. Come on, guys, give me some ones. Y'all know I'm
You got
competitive.
some ones in there. I see them
Okay,
ones coming up.
y'all know I'm competitive. Look at Simone. Get on up out of here, Simone, with all these doggone twos. Those twos only count as one. Samantha then put a three, child. What that mean? BJ put a two. TNTG mom two. Miss Win one. Cookie from the Shy one. ER one. Evelyn one. Mixie Legend one. Deborah Jackson one. Lois said it was a powerful message, regardless of whom delivered. And baby, Lois, with that, Aunt Debbie, ooh,
Yes.
child. I already know Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie, you got a one or a two over there, child. Aunt Debbie, separate the mess from the messenger. I've heard things like that, Aunt Debbie, when I used to go to my brother's meeting. Look at me trying to trying to sweeten it, trying to sweeten it up.
Like I said, whoever wrote that on cue cards, I agree with Dr. Robinson. They picked him because the other ones were they didn't have nobody else. I guess they gave him the cue cards. You
Mhm.
could send Martel, and the other guys are too new. They don't know. And you can't send Ken to talk to the man about that.
Mhm.
Courtney, he ain't be able to do it. And Maurice, they just about, he probably don't even work there no more because he got the lawsuit, can't send him to do. I guess they had to pick him. I think Carlos King picked him to try to give Marceau a more leadership role on the show. And
Okay.
that was the way of doing it. But
Okay.
like I said, he picked the wrong person. You know, how you gonna tell me how to live when you ain't living right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just got a problem with that. And to me, that's
So
what
you
Marceau
can't.
did.
So
I
you
can't.
you can't separate the mess. Child, my two cutie crews up here, LaDawn and Aunt Debbie, got me on the island by myself. But I
We
respect
love
it.
you.
I
I
love
love you
you
with all my
too.
heart, but if they had to send anybody, they could have sent the mailman.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody other than
I
my
feel
son, he never took his son. He said he don't take his son for no haircut. He didn't take them to do nothing with them do Tisha
with it.
kids.
But his
Yeah.
body's
So
there,
how
Aunt
you gonna
Debbie.
tell somebody else how to live when you ain't living right? See, that's the
Yeah.
problem I
I get
had, with people when I was going to this place where they had meetings. This
mm-hmm.
man, he was a sponsor, and he sponsored men, and he sponsored my ex. Now, he was going with my best friend in independent living and had a wife. So how you gonna tell me what I
Mm.
should be doing and you ain't living right? And he telling him what he should be telling me, and I should do what he say. That's how
Yeah.
you can't tell me nothing, and neither can you.
Got
You
you.
can't tell
Got
me what to do when you ain't living right. I ain't finna follow you. I don't follow fools.
Well, you ain't got to follow that. Again, for me, the message. If I had kids, for instance, and my husband abandoned us. For me, I think it's just exactly what Lois said. Um, where is it? It was a powerful message regardless of whom delivered. But I totally agree. There are some people that's not just able to separate. For me, I'm listening to what was heard without even looking at who said it. That's how I'm doing it. I'm looking at what was heard in my ears, regardless of who.
That's why
So,
we said we
yeah,
liked the message. We did. We said we liked the message.
Yeah, the
okay.
cue cards, whoever wrote the cue cards, they
Yeah,
did a good job.
they was
Don't
right
get me
on.
Oh,
wrong
well,
now.
well, what we arguing for? Because that's what I said. I'm not,
I don't
I
know
ain't even.
why we arguing. I'm just saying. I like whoever wrote the cue card did a wonderful job.
Yeah,
Okay.
They just didn't have
All,
nobody else to deliver it, and Carlos King was giving Marcel a leadership role. I
all right.
understand that it's all an act.
Yeah.
and guess what,
All right.
Debbie? That boy didn't even take nothing he said because he was looking at him like, "Oh, this is what you trying to tell me?" When
He
it
ain't
went out
understand
without the
it.
other.
Right. He
Cause the
ain't
boy know
understand it.
better. He know what kind of person he is. He know he
Mhm.
worked at the Monaco Theater.
Mhm.
Allegedly he know what Marcel was doing down at that theater,
All right,
and he
and
would
Debbie.
do more than popping popcorn.
That's right.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna have to continue this in the cutie crew chow. Look, we're gonna continue. Nobody is making him a hero. Learn to separate. Learn to separate. I am only speaking of the message. So, I do know that a lot of times people say, "Oh my God, now she for so and so." I am only talking about the message. That's it. That's all. Marceau is not no
Right.
hero in my eyes at all. At all. But excellent power hour. LaDawn and Undebbie, we will definitely continue. We had 2 hours, 33 minutes. I gotta put something in my stomach. But yeah, and as far as us, we not arguing. You guys know how we do. And you all know
Mm-mm.
I
I'm over
wish
here
I was.
puffing, smiling away.
Yeah, me too. But I want those that's not familiar how we get down as cutie crew
Mhm.
sisters. I want them to know we not arguing for real or none of that. And all of you guys' thoughts and opinions are valued by me. So that's what it is. Now we ain't talking about no hero and now he at the top of the list, child. I'm talking about the message. Samantha, are you still here? Samantha, what did a 3 mean, child? And somebody else put a 4. Somebody I asked for 1 or 2. They put 3 and 4. Teresa Wright put a 3. The real Nikki put a 4. Y'all a mess. Y'all a mess. Dr. Minnie agree with me. Yay, Dr. Minnie. Dr. Minnie, I hope that we will talk this week. But again, you know I love me some you, so I don't know where it went wrong tonight. And I don't even want to say wrong. I just think it was a misunderstanding and it wasn't personal. But I'm glad. I'm going to end this with Dr. Minnie's comment. She put a 1. And guess what that means, LaDawn and Aunt Debbie? That means she agree with
Y'all
me.
got this. Y'all got this. It's all right. We love y'all. Love you, Dr. Minnie. Good
Love
night.
y'all.
Love
Thank you,
you.
chat.
Good night.
Good night. Aunt Debbie, give me a call. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Wonderful, wonderful open panel live recap. We will continue. Cutie Crew. We will start at season 1. Love in Marshawn'sville, season 1, episode 1 on the 17th. Be looking out for that, and it will be a link that's posted. But shout out to the replay gang yang. Thank you guys in advance for coming and watching after the live. Shout out to each and every one of you. I hope you guys enjoy the rest. Samantha, I ain't fooling with you. The rest of your Sunday. I appreciate you guys. Why is this on here? See, when I try to end, I got all type of stuff up here. Okay, there we go. I appreciate you guys for joining me for this power hour. I will chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat. Chit chat with QT.